Well, great grandpa here. It is right now December 31st, 2025. Tomorrow will be New Year's Day, 2026. And this was taken 3 or 4 days ago. And this is 100% filmed with a sewer camera, my little sewer camera. Pretty handy little instrument, actually. And this is a 1995 Ford F150. Got 175,000 or so on it, and the gear shifter is loose, really loose. And I was finally able to get it in now. That plastic right there is the cover of the sewer camera cable. Just so you know, might not see it again, but that was the cover. I leave it on because then I can cover up the lens and the screw-in part and not get dirt in them. Anyway, this is a 1995 Ford be an F150, and it's a 2-door with extended cab. And we're underneath the dash here, and I've never now there right there is the unit that we're looking for. You can see the torque screw on the left, and on the right there's a hole, and the bolt did actually fall out. And I was finally able to get it in drive and drove it home and parked it, and picked it up with my backhoe. Picked up the back of the truck with my old John Deere backhoe, and saw there was nothing wrong with underneath. It was solid as a rock. So I went back on YouTube and found where this contraption here can also do the same thing, make it not want to shift correctly, or shift at all, actually. So anyway, you see the hole over there. That's where it fell out of. And I actually found the bolt. There's the bolt. I actually found the bolt in the dirt in the floorboard. So that's you can tell what kind of a clean truck I keep. But anyway, this is a work truck. We use it down on we got a real small farm of 23, 24 acres. We got it in quail CRP with the state, with the Missouri State Conservation Department. And we use this as a 4-wheel drive, and it will go anywhere. It's like a mountain goat. I love this thing. But you can see that lever right back there, and in the middle hole is the shift thingy that comes out when you like pull on the gear shift thingy, and it'll pop out through that hole, which it will later in this. See a little rod sticking out. Now I'm using the monitor on this sewer cam to kind of see what I'm doing up in there, but I'm also on my back down there, so I can also see it. I can't see it real good, but it wouldn't start. I wound up, I don't think I got it on here, it missed it, but I wound up unloosening on here the left bolt up there about 3 or 4 turns, and that let the contraption get back in line to where I could then screw the thing in. Now I'm not I've worked in car plants, and I worked underneath the dash, but not on this kind of stuff, not on steering. I was a wire man. I worked on wires, hooked up wire looms and that kind of stuff underneath there. And this was back, God, 50 years ago, so that's real out of date. I worked at the plant where we built the GTOs and the Judges and the Chevelles and the El Caminos and all that stuff. So Skylarks. Anyway, that is a set of tools I bought I actually bought them at Walmart. They had them on sale, I don't know, $6-7, and I picked up 2 or 3 of them. And my Lord, the handiest thing on earth. This right here paid for it. I don't know what it would have cost to have this done. And if I hadn't seen it on YouTube, I would have thought that I had a steer column broke or a shift linkage broke or something expensive. But 2 or 3 people on YouTube have videos out, and I just figured that I'd put one on. I'll be 82 in a few months, so we'll see who's the oldest that repairs one of these things for you. So anyway, I'm going to challenge the 80-year-olds, and maybe there's a 90-year-old that's done it, and he can put one on. But there's where that's what happens when you pull the gear shift back. That's your travel underneath the dashboard. And that notch thing right there that you see below is part of the steering column. So, but anyhow, I did loosen up that left bolt, make 2 or 3 turns, and then the right one finally took. But these are pretty tough bolts, I'll tell you. Now, I didn't put any Loctite. I put nothing on it at all. You know, I know how to do it now, and if it fall out again, I could put it back in less time. But we dealt with Loctite a lot. I used to work on forklifts and man lifts, and Loctite's good, but only in the right places. And you don't want someplace where you got to put a fire to heat it and to break it loose, and you'll burn something up. And I just didn't want to put it underneath there. Not saying it's not a good idea, but it wasn't for me. I just and with this tool right here, this isn't even a ratchet. This is just a straight screwdriver. But with the handle that they have on this right here, you can put a lot of torque in there. I tell you, it's pretty beefy. Got a good hold on it. Comes in a nice little case, several different size Torx and Phillips and flat screwdriver heads, and but now this video camera really helped when I was trying to hit that back up there. I was finally able to wiggle around and get where I could see. I'm not of a tall stature, around 5'6", and around 200 and some pounds. So I've worked underneath them, but I had to struggle to get in and out on that. I'm not a dashboard man. I don't know how to really take this stuff apart, but I had good coaches on YouTube on how to do it. So anyway, there I got its final tightness. And there's whatever that is, hyper torque. It's got a real nice case, really a bargain on something like this. Now with a ratchet, you can tighten that thing down pretty tight. I'll tell you. I don't know if you could strip it or not, to be honest, with the heft of the metal in there. I don't know about. It should be like a number 10 or 12 bolt on strength, and I don't know if you can strip the thread. I don't think you could break the bolt. You might be able to strip the threads, but I don't think that you could break the bolt on it. Maybe. Don't know. Anyway, what I used there was plenty. Worked out well. Got it tight. And once I actually drove it, there you can see what that does there. And on that bottom there, as I'm moving the steering wheel just a little bit on that bottom, that must be some kind of a selector or a line-up thing or something. I'm not sure what that is. But this thing shifts, feels like it just come out of the factory with those tight. Very, very nice. Very nice. And whoever put on the first of these videos, I want to thank you much, because I've watched practically every one. I watched every one I could find before I did this. But I first thought it was underneath that linkage under there. There we've got 179,652 miles on it, but it shifts now like a new one. Really, really, really nice. Now that there I am, all 5'6", 200 pounds of me. So be 82 this summer. Don't seem possible. There's my video camera. This is got a 7-inch screen. And this thing cost a little over $300, and I had a $150 one, and you couldn't see the picture. So I just sent it back and got this one, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. It's a wonderful, wonderful. I use it all the time. Use it to fix a water heater the other day. See in there. Used it to put a starter on my 310C John Deere backhoe where I could see the bolt where they went to. And my wife told me, she said, Myra Jane, she said, I'll tell you what, she said, you'll use it for everything if you go ahead and buy it. But it was well worth the money. And I do use it a lot. I do. Now, this right here was trickier for me because I didn't know how they went. But I know they popped off somehow. But that same set was the only thing I needed for this whole job. That one little set. I think I show it to you in a case after a while. I'm not sure, but it had everything I needed. And you can't see the pile of dirt in the floor, but that's where I found that bolt. I'm glad I didn't go to a car wash and vacuum anything out, because I would have never known. I don't know. I guess you can buy them, but I suppose. But I didn't need to. So anyway. But that is the total tool set, and that size there, and then the Torx was the only two things I used. That might even be a Torx there, I'm not sure. I don't think it was, but it might have been. Can't tell by looking. But this old truck, this thing will go anywhere, and if it will turn over, if the battery will turn the starter over, this truck will start. And I don't do nothing but change the oil regularly and put the all that stuff that you buy that you pour seafoam. Pour that seafoam in it. I'll buy a can every month or two, a big can, pour it in there. There's the little set right there. Oh, very handy. And it looks like the last thing I used would have been I think that might be the small Torx that held the dash in. But now I don't throw this thing around on the floor, but that case, a pretty good little case actually for the money. Not bad at all. Anyway, there's the old kitty. I think this thing's going to be over here pretty quick. I want to thank you all for watching. And I think I get a shot of my old backhoe out here. I believe my John Deere 310C. I got a video about it putting the starter on. That was a treat. I'll tell you right now, that was a treat getting the starter on that old girl. But anyway, like I say, tomorrow in actuality is New Year's Day. This looks like the 27th, and this whole thing was filmed with that. Oh, you can see it over there. There's a monitor for the sewer cam. I wish I could think of what brand it is, but I ain't got a clue. Talcos, that's what they say there. Couldn't read it. No. Anyway, if this thing ends, thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Be safe with whatever you do. This was not too bad a job, actually. Not too bad a job. There's my old backhoe back there. I picked the back end of the truck up with that and threw a jack under it and got underneath it to check on the linkage underneath first, because it just acted to me like bad linkage. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day.